Welcome to the Porn Stars or People Podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Veronika Rose.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing great. Nice
Thank you
to
for
meet
doing
you.
this. Yeah,
Well,
nice to meet
thanks
you.
for having me.
This is nuts. We're at the Modrion, right? At the end of Xbiz. You were here all week.
I've been here since Tuesday.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It was nuts, but awesome.
Have you been here before?
Yes, last year.
Very cool. Anything different? Like, what's your takeaway this year?
What's my takeaway? Well, the best thing, the icing on the cake is that I see my friends, my cam family, and I make new friends. And of course, Xbiz, they invite a lot of companies. You can check out different campsites if you're interested, because I'm with Chatterbait.
Yep.
And, I wanted to explore a couple other things. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. Let's talk with those people, about how are their rules, how they pay out and stuff like that. And last year I learned a lot. Last year I learned how to improve myself on cam with lighting, with camera angles, and how I can do things better.
Yeah.
And last year I learned a lot. This year I learned a couple things about doing taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
And about new toys. And about trade work, if you want to do some clips with other cam models and stuff like that.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. It seems like this whole side of the business is evolving every time, and it's like what they're doing, with some of the toys and some of the interactive stuff, and it's like it's getting to this next place. Like where was I? I was at Exotica, and they had the 3D thing, and like. You put the
VR?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
VR. Yeah.
I have one at the house.
And I sat in it, and I'm like in the shell. They had me in like one of those like dome chairs, and the girl's doing the stuff, but I was like more interested in like looking out around the rest of the room. I was like, this is crazy. I was like,
yeah, now I have one at the house. I'm killing zombies with it.
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, that's nuts. So that's awesome. You were saying to me, I don't know. Can we say where you're from, where you live?
Yeah, you can tell.
That you're in South Carolina.
Yes.
You been there how long?
Over 9 years. No, wait a second. Yeah, over 9 years. Yeah.
And how do you like it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
So
But you can do what you do sort of anywhere, right? So what's the South Carolina piece for you?
Do you mean like cam-wise?
Yeah, I'm like, why choose South Carolina if it's just okay?
I picked it because I met my husband in Germany, and he was military.
Yeah.
And we moved to South Carolina because he got stationed there.
Yep.
And then we decided to buy a house instead of rent.
Now
we're kind of like stuck
now you're in there.
Now
you're in there.
Yeah.
Forever.
But I mean, it's okay. It's not too bad, There are different places I would love to move.
like where?
Vegas.
You like Vegas? Interesting.
I love Vegas. Yeah.
No way. I can't figure out what to like about Vegas. What is it about Vegas?
Well, that's maybe because I live in a city that's not so clean. Well, I love Vegas because I think it's not as hectic as I always saw it on TV.
Okay, interesting.
And I've been there now twice at the AVN, last year and this year. And I love it, how clean it is, how organized it is, and the surroundings and everything. And I love the dry heat.
Yeah.
I hate the humid heat.
Sure.
I could not live in Miami.
Yeah, this is rough out here. I did one of the interviews yesterday. We were outside, and it wasn't 4 minutes into the interview before my shirt was just like soaked through. And I'm just like trying to keep it. That's why we're black today, just in case I have to do an outdoor interview. I can like not be disgusting. Okay, but. You're talking about mostly the Strip. Like, did you make it off the Strip in Vegas?
Yeah, I went to see the Hoover Dam a couple of surroundings.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know that a lot of people leave Vegas with the opinion that it was clean, like it was like the cleanest place.
Oh man, it's really clean.
Yeah?
It's like when you go into a shopping mall, there are people walking around 24/7 in the circle with a mop, and I'm like, holy cow, what the heck, you know?
Interesting. I wonder if I just don't pay attention to it. I mean, I don't know that it's a thing that I am that. I live in New York City.
For me, it's maybe because our streets are not that clean.
Yeah. Well, doesn't mean that. Maybe I don't care about it, so I'm not looking for it. Because I'm in New York City and it's dirty. It's all gum everywhere, and I'm not like, oh, it's so dirty. I wish I was in a cleaner place.
Well, so maybe because I have OCD. I don't know.
Yeah, no, maybe. Maybe I'm just ready to live in filth, and I'm okay with it. Oh. So Vegas. Okay, and then if not Vegas, then where else?
I would say maybe North Carolina, closer to family.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just get out of the South Carolina?
No, it's not. I would stay in South Carolina if I could live in Charleston.
Yeah. Okay.
So Charleston is very, very nice. I love it there.
Very cool. Well, that's cool. So you've been there 9 years, and you said you met your husband in Germany. So you're from where in Germany?
I'm from Heidelberg.
Okay. What do you go back?
Yes, I go. Usually I go back every year.
Yeah.
But this year something came up, and I couldn't go. So it kind of sucks because my grandma's already 88. And I don't know how long I'm going to have her. So I'm kind of like, oh, my God, this sucks so bad that I can see her this year. So, but next year, hopefully.
Next year. Yeah, it's tough. I'm finally at the place in my career where I'm so busy that it's like that I have to start thinking about, like, if I don't, like, I have to start thinking about next year. Like, I'm already, like, planning through the year. And then I'm like, it used to be like, I'll just go next month or I'll just go next week. And now it's like, no, I'll just go in 2020.
Exactly. I got so busy. I've been doing camming for 4.5 years, and just the last half year or so, it has gotten so busy for me. I'm like, I could use some help with my schedule and everything.
Yeah.
That someone reminds me, hey, you got to do this,
and
that, and plan stuff. And because I also, have family, I have to take care of the husband, I have to take care of the little one. What most people don't know, as soon as I turn the camera off, I have to take care of the house, the animals, the family, and.
How many animals?
I have 5 cats.
Okay.
2 dogs.
Okay.
And a hedgehog.
Interesting. Okay. What is the daily care of a hedgehog?
Actually, not much.
No.
No. It's just. I check on the water if the water bottle is still full.
Now, I mean, are you talking? It's one of these like gerbil ones with the squeegee thing, or is it like a dog bowl?
It's a hedgehog.
No, I know, but I'm saying that the water bowl, is it one of those?
It's like with the nozzle at the
end.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, like a gerbil, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And check for the food and the wheel. I have to clean her wheel and her habitat, but she's.
Now a hedgehog is like in the porcupine family, right?
Exactly.
So you can't just like grab it.
No, you can't. You have to be careful. But I know how to pick her up. I can actually scruff them.
Yeah.
You can scruff them in the neck that they don't.
What's that mean? You pick them up like a mother lion?
Yeah, exactly. You can. I didn't know that. I found out from the vet.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I wish we could do that with kids, right? You just pick up, they're getting into trouble, sometimes. And you just pick them up in the back of the neck. They have those now. They have the with the leashes. So then now they have a kid. You can put they put a little harness on them, so you can just grab them.
Yeah, I know that didn't work out for us.
No.
No.
Did you have a leash?
I had a leash once, but that didn't work.
Why? What happened?
When she was little.
Yeah.
Very, very little. She just refused to walk. She didn't want it on, and it's just like I'm like, okay, I'll give up.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Human freedom's important to all of us. That's so funny. So how old is you said your daughter?
Yes.
How old is she now?
She's gonna turn 8 next month.
8 next month. So what? I always wondered this thing because parents always want to tell you how old their kids are, and then if you're not a parent, you don't really know what those markers mean, right? So it's like I had this joke where I talk about how people say the months thing too long, so they're telling you that their child is an age in months. So they'll be like, oh, my child's 26 months.
Yeah, you do. I think you do it up to. I stopped actually when she turned 2. I always said it's like 24 months. Yeah, and after that, I stopped.
It's years now.
Yeah,
we can evolve to years now. But so what is a child doing at 8 that they weren't doing at 7? I guess is my question.
That's a really good question because she's doing really good at school.
Yeah,
which I'm very, very happy about it. And she's a computer nerd.
Okay.
Yeah, just like her dad.
Yeah.
She plays computer and she loves to swim. Oh my god! As soon as she sees water, she's gone.
Yeah.
Pools and yeah.
And she's 8. She's like no more swimmies, no more whatever. Just
do what?
We call them
no,
swimmies.
No, I mean, she I wish she would put them on because she can't really swim yet.
Okay.
Because she's the kind of person, she gives up very quick if something doesn't work out for her.
Interesting.
So she's like, I'm not going to do this
Oh, I see.
no
Gets
more,
very frustrated, yeah.
So, yeah, and I told her, you got to learn this year because we got a pool. And I'm like, you got to learn this year. You know, I'm
Are you teaching her?
Well, me or grandpa or the husband,
Nice.
So...
Are you a good swimmer?
Yes.
Yeah? You're into it? Do you swim laps and shit?
I did until I think I just moved over here and started being housewife and mom and cam model. I just like,
I don't have any time to do the swimming laps anymore. Yeah, that's where I'm. I tried to relearn to like swim laps, like as if I was gonna be like an Olympic guy, like a couple years ago, and I couldn't figure out the breathing. I almost drowned. Like I would be like doing the thing because I'm used to running, and you just breathe when you need air, and then you don't have to time anything. You're not thinking about it. You're just in there. So now I'm in the thing, and I put my head out, and I'm supposed to breathe, and then I don't breathe, and then put my head back in the water, and then now I gotta breathe inside the water.
Well, I'm okay. I'm a really good swimmer, but I'm not a good runner.
Yeah.
One time around the block and I'm dead.
Yeah, it's figuring out. Do you have like a regimen? Like, are you like an elliptical? Do you do a thing that you're like really good at? Like
I guess when I was not a mom and I had more time for myself, I was really good in weightlifting.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So I think I was really good with
Yeah?
that. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Like I said, I don't know how some moms do it. Like managing a family, managing
put the hook
work
on the back of the kid. You just lift him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole. I mean, this is the weird place that we're at now societally. Is that everybody's talking about how all the genders are equal and everybody can do everything, and that's fine, and we all agree with that. But the problem is the reason why like these historic moms, the grandmothers of us growing up were so great was because they were devoting that time to doing that specific task, and they were the best at it. I mean, they could do everything. And now we're all just spread so thin, and we think we can do everything. And I mean, if we're being honest, we're like missing pieces. Like we're missing steps. I don't have any kids, so I don't have anything to say. But but it's like I can do all the things in a mediocre level. I can do all the cooking and the cleaning and the things. But like to be on top of it and to be killing it we're sort of losing that. And I don't care. It's like I don't even care which gender it was. Like I'd be happy to be like a stay-at-home dad, as long as. I just think we're not telling everybody like what their role needs to be. So then everybody's trying to do everything, and then nobody's doing anything. And then in the meantime, everybody's breaking up and getting divorced, and relationships aren't working.
I'm in a very, very happy relationship.
So
my husband's like my best friend.
What's the secret to making the whole thing work?
The secret to make the whole thing work? Well, we do have our issues too. We fight sometimes and stuff like that, but I can't really say it. It's just like, I don't know. I met my husband, and after 3 days, he asked me if I want to marry him.
No shit.
And we're almost married for 11 years.
That's crazy.
So
this is like the fairy tale. This is a thing that I use on stage as a mechanism for like what women romanticize over is this idea that like I met this lady and I proposed after 3 dates, and she said yes, and the whole crowd, the girls make that sound, that "aww" sound, and then I just think that it's few and far in between. If I proposed to a girl after 3 dates, she'd be like, "Hang on a second, what's going on?"
Well, I'm like, no risk, no fun, because I was already 29 and I haven't been married before, didn't have any kids. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this.
Yeah.
This feels so right.
Yeah.
And my dad asked my mom after 2 weeks
if
she wants to marry him.
Wow.
They're married like for 44 years now.
Yeah. Wow.
And my husband's dad he asked his mom after 1 week. They're married for like 35 years.
So this is part of the culture. Honestly.
And his grandpa the same thing. I don't know. It must be in the family.
Well, and honestly, the way to handle it is you have to work at it.
Yeah, you have to work. You have to talk.
Sure.
That's very important, because our fights actually were only happening because we weren't talking to each other.
Right. You see something, and then you hold it in your brain, and you go, I'm not going to say anything.
But don't keep things in, like.
And then it keeps happening, right?
Yeah.
My last relationship, I got broken up with because the woman had decided things about me and about us that we never talked about. Mm-hmm. And if she would have just approached me with what was happening in her head at the time, I think we would have been fine. And I would have been like, oh, I feel that way, or I don't feel that way, and then we could figure it out. But I think there's this weird like try to assume thing that's happening culturally, especially in dating, where people are like just trying to like, I don't know, get an upper hand or decide what somebody's gonna do before they do it so they can protect themselves.
Yeah, but like I said, I think that most relationships, they're just not working out because people don't talk to each other.
They don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
I think people don't try very hard.
Yeah.
I think we know that you can quit a relationship and you can grab your phone and you can find a new relationship.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be good.
Exactly.
I had a show this weekend, and this woman said she was on her third divorce.
Uh-oh.
And I said, "What's the secret to divorce?" And she blamed all the men. And I was like,
"No, there's always two sides of a story."
I was like, "You're on your third divorce. I don't, I think you got to look in the mirror at some point."
Yeah.
Before you're on your ninth.
That I always did the mistake when I was younger. I never listened to the other. When there was a fight going on between two people, I never listened to the other story. When the first one that came to me told me, oh, this and this person did this and this to me, I'm like, okay, I'm done with that person. But when I got older, I was actually listening to both sides of the story, and it's a lot better because actually if I have to take sides, I take the side of the right person.
Yeah, right.
Usually I was always wrong and always got screwed over because of it.
Well, that's what we do, right? We're so young, and we're like, I don't know, we're like not self-righteous, but we just assume that everything we're doing is right, and that people should like bow to our whims and like,
and sometimes when you open your mouth, just sometimes take a breathe. Deep breath. Yeah. And think about it. I never did that before. That's why I got in a lot of trouble too.
Yeah. If I were to think about some of the fights that I was like harping on in my 20s, I would be embarrassed to have that discussion.
I also think maybe I calmed down when I started camming and I was setting up my Twitter.
Yeah.
And I mean, things getting so bad on Twitter lately. There's so much hate.
This week.
And you just have
Roseanne Barr lost her show this week.
I know. I heard about Twitter. It. Yeah.
How crazy is that?
I mean, you can destroy lives with Twitter.
Right.
You can destroy lives with Facebook. So when I see all those fights, I'm like, well, first of all, just see what the other side says. And I actually don't dare to post what's on my mind on Twitter because I'm afraid that people gonna attack me and it can ruin your career if you just say one thing wrong.
Right. Yeah. I got on the wrong side of a discussion with the Stormy Daniels thing. I didn't like what happened on 60 Minutes, and I just tweeted out some dumb shit, like some comedy shit that like wouldn't matter. But because I didn't like, I wasn't thinking that like now I'm involved in this industry and people in this industry are following me, and so a couple people who were particularly defending Stormy Daniels like just jumped on me and they're like, "What does that mean? What are you trying to say?" And they started putting words in my mouth, and it like became this like uncontrollable thing where I had to go, "Hey, I'm sorry, you misunderstood what I was saying. That's not what I'm saying."
There's a lot of misunderstanding going on, and I always say, you can have a different opinion. I don't have to like it, but it's not worth it to lose a friend or a family member. You can agree to disagree. Yeah, you don't have to like it.
Yeah. Well, and then I don't think that we're having the real discussions anymore. I think everybody has already picked a side before they get into the discussion.
They're already pissed off before it starts. I mean, people are offended about everything lately. I'm like, you don't even dare to do anything,
Yeah, well, I think what happens more these days is that people are doing this thing, and then in comedy, what happens is everything's a joke until it's about them, and then they decided that what you're saying now isn't jokes, but it's just truths. that you've decided to change what you're doing, and that there's no sarcasm or even hyperbole anymore, that it's just all specific truths, and then that's how you totally actually completely feel. So it's a hard field comedy wise to have to be able to deal with that kind of thing. And then it's for people that aren't doing things that they can go, well, look, it was a joke, it was a bad joke, but my fault. That's so much harder, because none of it, like, there's no expectation that what you're doing is a joke. So if you make any statements on social media,
you have to be prepared if you make a statement.
Definitely,
because I remember one time when someone posted something like, hey, this and this happened, I got screwed over, and I only said, oh, what the fuck, that,
Yeah.
And that's all I said, what the fuck.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going on behind my back until someone like, hey, listen, everyone's like calling you a bully and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not a bully. I'm so against that, because I got bullied in high school so bad. I'm like, only because I gave an opinion. I didn't call anyone any words or called anyone out. I just said, oh, what the fuck?
Right, and you don't, and you don't even know which side of the argument you're on in that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I need to shut up.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, we were talking yesterday, I was talking with Kimmy Kaboom, and she was just talking about how,
I love that woman.
She'll get like
She's
upset.
Awesome.
And then she grounds herself, and she's like about to tweet it, and then she goes, no. It's like this idea, and I think we all need to do this, whether we're in entertainment or not, but like she sort of like takes a moment and goes, is this like on brand for like who Kimmy Kaboom is? And if it's not, she won't tweet it. And I think that's sort of like a good, and not that everybody like needs to have their own brand or they need to speak in third person. Like, I think it's silly, but like, even if you're on Twitter at all, and even if you're just a civilian, you gotta go, is this how I want everyone to think I feel for the rest of time?
Yeah. And the thing is, even, if you have a fight or anything like that, or disagreement, and you do it on Twitter where everyone can read it, even if you're in the right, it just looks very unprofessional to do so.
Yeah, I feel that way. I see people that get into all these Twitter battles, and then it's like, or Facebook ones, and the thread keeps going, and it's just exhausting even to read.
It's even when you try to like, hey guys, come on, you know, be friends. You were friends for years or something like that. You get attacked. So like I said, I don't hardly dare to post something like, hey, stay out of it. It's not worth it sometimes.
Yeah. It's getting fierce. It's getting very fierce. To do and say anything.
I mean, I sometimes have days where I don't even go on Twitter because everyone apparently hates each other. I'm like, okay, I'm out for the day. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm getting. This is the thing that I'm realizing now is like I'm getting people that are like trolling the podcast. So they'll go on. And I find it really funny because I'm a comedian. So like when somebody shits on me, I just think it's really funny. So I saw one the other day that was like trying to give this podcast a bad review, and it basically said that I need to shut up, and that like nobody wants to hear my sad high school stories.
But that's what makes you. It's like that's what my fans like about me, because I mean, okay, I get in trouble sometimes when I talk too much about it, but that's what people love about me. I'm a social butterfly. I love to talk. Yeah. And sometimes I sit in front of camera. I'm like, oh, you guys won't believe what my husband just did. And they're like, oh.
Yeah, I dated a cam model years ago, and it was before I was anywhere involved in any of this, and sort of like even had any idea of what this industry was. And she was just sort of doing her own thing. She was an aerialist, so she would do sort of like these aerial shows. She had like a hoop set up in her house, like suspension stuff. It was cool. And she would do the best, like viewership wise, and I think even money wise, when she would just sit in front of the thing and just chat with people. Like
sometimes if I just have a good time, I don't even care if I get tipped. I mean, okay, I have to pay my bills, but having fun is also very important, and I have an open ear for everyone that comes into my room and talk about it. And sometimes when I have a bad mood or I get pissed off because my husband didn't put a new toilet paper roll on the whatever, the simple little things that can tick you off sometimes, that just sit there and laugh and like, we understand, we're all men,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how mad we can get for like if somebody doesn't replace something in the house.
Oh yeah, the toilet paper roll. I always told him, I said, if you want a divorce, you need to go on with it, because he empties it, and the new one he just puts on top of it, you know.
Well, here's what the interesting thing is, because like when you're a single person, like you do the same thing, right? And you inconvenience yourself. Like I'm staying with somebody right now who like just doesn't have shampoo, I guess. And I didn't realize that till I'm already in the water, and I have shampoo in the car. So it's like, but then at the end of the day, I gotta go, well, that's my fault. But like it's easier when there's somebody else that you can blame. You go, well, this fucking dude didn't put his shampoo in his thing. But it's like, so I think that's the thing with relationships is a thing that we could easily solve. We'll now blame on the other person, and then now we're so mad over like a dish.
Yeah, but I guess
that we're smashing dishes and throwing them out.
But I guess it's probably something because, you know, you would deal with a couple things, you get pissed off, and then at the end, that little itsy bitsy thing can tick you off. It's like with trolls. When I started camming, and I have trolls coming into my room, they really got to me.
Yeah?
Really they tried to scare me. And, you know, when I started, I had no mentor, no one that helped me. I had to figure it out all by myself. And they really got to me. But then after years, I mean, if people would ask me, so how do you handle trolls? Or I'm like, I can't give you an advice because I grew such a thick skin. I don't even give a fuck if someone comes into my chat and says, hey, you're a bad mom, you're a bad wife, or stuff like that. You know, oh man, all kinds of stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, from time to time when I'm in a really bad mood, I mean, I don't want to show it that they just got me there.
Right.
But it happens from time to time. But I'm like, okay, well, if that's your opinion, or sometimes I play with them when I'm in a really good mood, you know, make them look like a fool sometimes.
That's
funny. You know.
I can't believe someone would come in there and call you a bad mom. That's such a
low
blow.
Things. And Jesus needs to save you. You go to hell, and
that's what I don't know. That's what I don't understand. Is that personality, the one who's in the thing, right? And then all of a sudden they're gonna like use that as a preaching platform.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
these people try to blame porn for school shootings.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, oh my God, that just hurts reading it.
Yeah, and it's like you're not having a functional orgasm anywhere in your life, so you have to like now blame everyone else for the things that are happening. You know what I mean? It's like what a weird. I'm like, okay. What a weird opinion to even think. And to try to justify. I thought that same kind of thing. It's like that would be a fun one to like listen to the argument, like put them in this room.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I would just have a ball with that.
Because I don't know, it's fun when you're put in the right circumstance. Because I think everybody that was in this convention would just sort of like hysterically laugh the more the argument built, because it's nonsense. And like it's not even a thing to get angry about, because it's pure nonsense. And when somebody says pure nonsense and they believe it, it's hysterical. Like it really is one of the craziest, funniest things that there is.
Yeah, they blame everything on porn lately, you know. But it is
they can specifically blame the tidiness of this room on porn, but that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah, they had to clean up the room because everyone was having sex here, and they had to clean up.
Was that what's happening in this room?
No, I'm just saying.
That's what this was. Damn it. I didn't get here early enough. No, it was good timing for me to come down. And so there was this one and then the other convention. I didn't even know. It's like it's sort of serendipitous, or either that or like every weekend there's just a porn convention in Miami. But I was already on my way down here, and then I found out that this was going on. So I'm glad.
Yeah, I felt so bad when you were DMing me. I'm like, I don't know how to fix this because Xbiz put me on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
A really tight schedule this year because they sponsored me.
Right.
So I kind of had to do what they wanted me to do, which I understand because they sponsored me. They pay for a hotel room and everything. So I'm like, I don't know how to fit this in. And I'm like, hey, wait a second. I have to kill a little bit time before I have to go to the airport. Yeah. So
no, I appreciate
you. It was really nice of you that you came over with your equipment and everything.
I appreciate you doing it. This works out nice for me. I got my little jump kit so I can go anywhere with it, set it up and do it quick. Yeah, I didn't realize how crazy these can be. So I went to AVN, and just doing the podcast, I didn't even make it into the convention ever.
Oh,
and
why
so
is that?
It's just because I did like 9 interviews a day. And so I like missed the whole thing. And it's like by the time I was done.
Oh, that's okay. Now I got it.
Yeah,
okay.
and then going in, I was seeing how busy everybody else was. So even like to have people take the time to carve out a 45-minute slot to talk to me is like.
Yeah, but this is the difference between AVN and Xbiz, because AVN is pure business.
Yeah.
You're there to meet your fans, to promote yourself, to sell your products and stuff like that. I mean, here you have some companies, they want to introduce themselves, but you also, it's like, last year, usually what happens is when I go to Exotica, for example, AVN, I'm at the not Xbiz booth, I'm at the Chatterbait booth, and I'm with my Chatterbait peeps.
Yeah.
But last year, when I went here, I finally had the chance to meet everyone, from people from Camp 4, people from StreamMate and stuff like that. And I'm like... You
call it your Cam fam, which I like.
Yeah, my chameleon. It is really because, when I go back to my house, I can't be who I want to be because I live in the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And, of course, I have to protect my daughter, I'm always not worried, but it would be stupid, if someone will find out and say something like, if it would be a mom or a dad, like, oh, your mom's been doing that, you're not going to play with my daughter, stuff like that, know. So when I go to Exotica or stuff like that, that's where I can be myself, you know, and it's like a really big family. This is where I get my energy from.
Yeah. It's like I try to explain to people, it's the same kind of vibe with comedians. When we're with other comedians, it's the whole ball game. And it's like sometimes you get friends or people that you're in a relationship with that want to come to shows and they want to hang out with you, and like it's hard to explain that, like, no, like that's not how I do the show. Like I'm not gonna sit in the audience and like watch the like I'm gonna be in the back. Mm-hmm. That's where like the real show is. Like that's where the real experience is. So it's nice. It's nice, yeah. Especially like what you do that's so independent because of the camming. It does make it a whole other experience, and it does seem like it's important to.
And you don't get judged because everyone does the same thing.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Well, and then the other thing is that I didn't know until I really started doing this podcast was how different. I don't know. It's like you, as an outsider, you try to figure out who's important to the industry, and you can only do that by like seeing who's featured on things, whatever. So who you think is like the big names in the business, then you come to an event like this and you see how someone is revered, and you see who all their friends are, and you see like who they hang out with and how they carry themselves and how people respect them, and then it changes the whole dynamic of what you thought about this business. Because the friendships in this business seem very real. It's like everybody's always really excited to like recommend me somebody else to talk to, and they always have really nice things to say.
The thing is, I didn't.
No, don't worry about it. No.
No, but
I'm just saying it's a testament to the fact that like you guys all like really enjoy each other's company, and it's like, and when you put like-minded people in a room together, it really does sort of like elevate everything to the next stage. So what did you? Okay, so let's just pump this place real quick. You've stayed at this hotel before?
I stayed here at the Penthouse. Yeah.
What do you like this? Is this?
It's an okay hotel. Yeah.
It seems like
I mean, last year it was worse. This year they did things a lot better.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. This is the second hotel I've been in on South Beach. I've never really been to South Beach before.
I mean, it's decent.
It seems like everything's sort of like a little smaller, but then they put like nice finishes on it. So we were at last. I was at SLS, and like the staircase is sort of like.
Oh, I heard about it. That hotel is very small.
Yeah. Well, and then this sort of thing. It's like we're in a ballroom, and I guess it's fine, but it's also like kind of a little small. You know, like I don't know. I live in New York, so like a ballroom in New York is like 8,000 people you can put in it. You know, this is like a perfect this is like 100-seat room. Like
the Hard Rock Hotel.
Yeah, or the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. Yeah. Right, that thing was tremendous.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and that was such a crazy. And that's like a maze to get around at AVN. Like trying to figure out where to go, and it's like I'm like looking at a map, and I'm like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Where's the thing?
When I walked in last year, the first time, I'm like, this is like a city. You don't ever have to leave
here.
You know, you get everything there, and this year when I popped up, I'm like, let's go this way. I know where my hotel room is.
Yeah. Well, so my first experience was I got dropped off in a cab, and you have to get dropped off in a cab in like one corner of the thing, and it was the opposite corner from the thing. So I showed up thinking I'm on time, and then it took me like 15 minutes to get to the side that I needed to be at, and I was like, well, I'm not on time anymore. So yeah. So everything's a little easier. Everything's a little, I don't know. South Beach is an interesting animal. Because it is. I didn't realize it's so much. It's very, very different from like downtown Miami or main Miami. Like I just thought Miami was all the same. I haven't
been there. This is the only Miami I saw.
Yeah. So this is a specific experience. So you can't leave knowing that you know Miami. You know South Beach. It's a very different thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Where are we at? All right. I know you had to get to the airport here. Let's plug all your stuff. What how do they follow you? How do they get to you on Chatterbait and whatnot?
Okay, so do you need me to look in the
camera?
whatever
you want. If you want to.
All right. Well, you can.
So we have some YouTube content. And
you can find me on Twitter at Veronika_Rose XX. Don't forget Veronika with a K. And you can find me on Chatterbait, Veronika_Rose, or chatterbait.com. Forget that.
What's your schedule? Now, I've only really, I don't have as much time as I used to, but when I would like sort of decide that I was infatuated with somebody or liked particularly what somebody was doing on one of those sites, then I would like go back and try to find them when they're on, and it never really aligns. How do you work that schedule so that people can always find you?
Well, I am always online Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m.
Okay.
It depends on who has to pick up the little one. And usually every other Saturday.
Yeah.
But lately I do every Saturday from like 2 to open end.
Okay.
You know, depends on how much
till
fun
it's not
I
fun
have.
anymore.
Yeah. Till people because most of my fans come from Germany. And they're like 6 hours ahead of us. So they're like at 12, no, not at like at 7 or so, at 7 p.m. Oh, we're going to go to bed now. You know? Yeah. I do have Snapchat. It's I don't use it a lot. Veronika_Rose XX, and you can also find me on ManyVids. Veronika_Rose. Oh my God, I have so much.
You're killing it, yeah.
Yeah, and I have
and it's always the same. It's good, yeah.
Yeah, and I have OnlyFans, which is Veronika_Rose. So, but if you follow me on Twitter, I will always put links up there if I promote anything.
Yeah.
Like ManyVids, OnlyFans, so you can always
get on the Twitter,
just
find the rest of the stuff.
follow me on Twitter. Exactly. You will find everything on Twitter.
Cool.
I don't have Instagram.
Fuck Instagram. People are having trouble. People either will get hacked or they'll get deleted.
No, it's just I don't have the time to do both. So I'm like, I'll stay with Twitter.
Yeah. Well, and Twitter's way more friendly to this industry.
Yes, exactly. So many sex workers lately get their account like canceled or deleted. Even
hacked.
Photographers, because I also do photo modeling on the side. So many of my photographers, they get their accounts deleted and no one knows why. I mean, they are like nude and erotic, but they always make sure they cover the nipples and stuff like that. It's just like Instagram is no fun.
Yeah, it's rough. And then the worst one was I heard people would get they would get it hacked. So somebody would like get their password, get in, log in, and then start messaging them that if you want your account back, you have to give me money, you have to give me these things.
I never heard that. No.
And then they got to decide whether they're going to try to like, or just say fuck it. Like some people just like fuck it, and I'll just start another one. It really doesn't matter. But it's like, it is weird that's the control that we have in society now, that if like somebody was going to like delete your Instagram, you'd be sad. Like you'd be sad for like a day, or like upset. You're like, I lost 20,000 followers. You know, it's like,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I only have over 14,000
let's get your followers up. Follow her on the Twitter. Do the things. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher. All the places where podcasts are. We have some fun content tonight on YouTube. Wherever you are listening to us, hearing us, seeing us, we're also on The Other Thing. Check us out. We drop an episode every Sunday. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to my guest, Veronika Rose.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.